Hey guys, Coach here. Welcome to this week's video. This video and next week's is going to be a two-part series regarding outdoor living spaces. We're going to talk about the wants now and not the needs. We're going to talk about some luxury items that you don't have to have, but it'd sure be nice to have. Hey, before we get going, I'd like to thank our new sponsor to the channel, Spotix, Kickass grills, and the leading line of Napoleon Prestige 500 grills, which we will cover more in depth later on. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Let's get started, shall we? Hey, welcome back. Hey, this week we are talking about a couple. There's going to be about a total of 4 or 5 groups of what we'd like to refer to as accessories to the landscape. You know, I preached quite a bit about the needs of a landscape: irrigation, drainage, areas of importance, all the various things. Well, now we are taking a hard left away from that. And now we're talking about the accessories and the things that would sure be nice to have if our checkbooks allowed, or if we saved our pennies and did it ourselves. First off, I'd like to say this. Do these items that we're talking about here today and next episode, are they mandatory for a landscape? No, they are certainly not mandatory. They are nice to haves. They're nice for a futuristic dream to enjoy your house and enjoy it at the house that you know you're going to be at for quite a while. If you know that you've been plopped in such and such a town in such and such a state, and you know you're only going to be there vocationally 2 to 3 years, this is probably not the items you want to put into your outdoor landscape. But if you're going to be there 5, 10, 20 plus years, yeah, these are certainly some of the accessories that would be nice. Many of these are DIY friendly. As long as you have the skills, the determination, and the drive to not only plan it out, but implement and execute it. Are they things that you can hire out to professionals? Sure, absolutely, you could if you have the checkbook to do it. The whole purpose of these things is to create a sense of ambiance, heightened enjoyment, heightened visual aesthetics to your backyard, and to make it that special place every single day, every weekend, where you can't go out and travel. You can have a beautiful staycation and have all the accoutrements in the backyard that you would have at some resort somewhere that you had to travel hundreds or thousands of miles to go enjoy. So let's talk about our first grouping of accessories out in the landscape. We're going to talk about the most important one that people generally think about when they talk about, I'd really like to be able to do such and such outside, but I need an outdoor kitchen. Outdoor kitchens are all the rage, and they can be as fancy or as basic as you want to make them. They are not something that everybody needs, and they are definitely something that may not be on your list as soon as you get in the house. It might be a few years down the road. It might be after you re-landscape and make the backyard livable so that you can enjoy it on just a concrete and grass type of situation. But in the back of your head, maybe on a master plan, you have thought that in the near future, I'd like to have an outdoor kitchen. Now, outdoor kitchens are something that, for me, from a designer's aspect, I think of them in a couple of ways. And I do this out of personal experience and professional experience. First of all, I don't think anybody really can enjoy an outdoor kitchen area when it's 95 degrees in the shade, 105 in the sun, and you're out there baking on a back patio or up against the back of a garage wall barbecuing and trying to enjoy the good life when you're just sweating bullets, you're miserable, your family's miserable, your guests are miserable. When I was doing the designing thing, the very first thing that I would talk to a client about is what kind of comfort level do you want in, around, and especially over your kitchen area. So one of the first things to consider when you're talking about an outdoor kitchen for you and your own is make sure that you have shade, protection from the elements, and comfort on a number of levels. Not just plop it out there on the patio or next to the pool and call it good. Not unless you're doing all your entertaining, all your cooking, etc. this time of day. And most people are not. When you come over for little Janie's birthday at your brother's house to celebrate your niece's 7th birthday, you're probably not doing it at 7 o'clock at night. You'll probably be doing it in mid-afternoon. And then you go off into the early evening, but after all the cooking and everything is done. So consider an overhead shade structure of one size or another that gives you the opportunity to be out of the beating sun or out of the prevailing winds, or if it opens up and pours, you got it covered, so to speak. Covered enough that not only is the kitchen covered, but any sort of seating area out there is covered as well. Now, outdoor kitchens, sky's the limit as far as budget goes. You can have something very simplistic. You can have something that is built from a variety of materials, mostly lightweight C-channel aluminum type of framing, wood framing, cinder block framing, any number of things, and all of this can be done DIY, or you can write a bigger check. It's up to you. Most of the time, outdoor kitchens are obviously going to have 2 to 3 to 5 elements in them. They're going to have a grill. They're going to have a fridge, probably a mini fridge. They're probably going to have a sink in it, and they're probably going to have something of electricity to it one way or another. Got to have those margaritas in the blender, right? So, with that in mind, we have to think about the completed project and more towards the infrastructure that it's going to take to have those elements in your outdoor kitchen. We're going to want plumbing. We're going to want electricity to it. We're going to want water to it. And those things are best put in place before the kitchen is even seriously considered. So say like you move in September 2025, when this video is being made, and yet you know that you're going to want an outdoor kitchen in September of 2026. But right now, you just need to redo the backyard, get a patio that is large enough to accommodate not only sitting areas, but also the outdoor kitchen as well. So remember to supersize that patio from the beginning rather than coming back in and adding to it. And when you're doing that new patio or whatever it takes to do it, paver patio, deck, whatever it is, remember to put those other things in then. Not come back and have to tear stuff out when the project is seriously being considered. Outdoor kitchens can be finished off in a myriad of ways. Now, when it comes to cooking and stuff, you can have them with wood finishes, stucco finishes, tile finishes, and all the way down to kind of industrial corrugated metal look as well. I've seen them all. But just remember, your checkbook is going to rule, and remember the cost of things, professionally done or DIY. Okay, let's shift gears just a little bit. Let's talk about what we do outside of the kitchen to enhance the landscape and the area where we're going to be hanging out. Now, most of the time when we have a gathering at our homes, where does everybody congregate usually? It doesn't matter the season. Where does everybody congregate? The kitchen, right? Everybody seems to migrate to the kitchen. The fridge is there, seating is generally there, conversation while food is being prepared is there, and that's what the outdoor kitchen is kind of geared to take some of the weight off that indoor kitchen and put it outside. But again, remember, going outside, maybe leaving an air-conditioned kitchen in July and going outside and trying to make it comfortable, it's imperative that you make that outdoor kitchen a livable space. And oftentimes that requires those other elements in the landscape to do that. So let's switch gears a little bit from kitchens and let's talk about those other elements that are going to allow you to do that so you, your own, and your guests are a lot more comfortable. Our other element of our needs that kind of surround the outdoor kitchen and other areas of the landscape, and that's your structures. Your structures that are going to add livability, boldness, height, etc. to your landscape beyond just what trees, grass, and shrubs do. We're talking about patio covers, we're talking about pergolas, we're talking about fencing, etc. But fencing on a level that is above the 6-foot neighbor fence, okay? So when we're talking about the outdoor kitchens, we're going to talk about structures that can be everything from nothing more than a lean-to corner that gives you some wind protection to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of sliding glass patio enclosures with permanent, bold, timber-like structures overhead. Man, if you can do that, heck, sky's the limit. Now remember, on some of the TV programs, I used to watch those quite a bit, not only for entertainment, but also for ideas at times. And I can remember seeing some of the decks and some of the enclosures that used to be done. As a designer and a contractor, I would look at, and I know they're well into the 6 figures to create. Huge 8-panel sliding doors that would close and open. Huge fireplaces with gas fireplaces, fire pits inside. Pizza ovens, water features right there, sheer descent water features behind the outdoor kitchens. I mean, Taj Mahal level of outdoor living spaces for sure. And then they would have things like mini splits in there, 2 or 3 mini splits and infrared propane generated heaters. So you literally had 4-season comfort at the elevations in Colorado and the High Sierra, where snow resorts were, ski resorts. And we're talking literally $500,000 and up to have these things done. Okay, so let's bring it down to more of a blue-collar level. Let's talk about simple 10 by 12 freestanding structures that have a permanent roof over the top, maybe a couple of ceiling fans that are up above blowing some air down across your kitchen area, and maybe some drop shades on the south and the west side of the structure, so you have some shade if you're entertaining during the prevailing winds or the setting sun on a hot summer day. Now, these structures serve a great function for outdoor kitchen and outdoor social gathering areas. But these structures are also part of the landscape out in the green area as well. If you look at bold pergolas and stuff, they are oftentimes gateways along walkways that go from one area of your landscape to another area of your landscape. Maybe you have a outdoor patio area with a nice patio cover over it, and then you have a pergola down the walkway that goes into a whole nother vignette of your landscape. Comes off the master bedroom there. Maybe you have it kind of enclosed and you enter in through this pergola structure where you have your hot tub, your master bedroom slider, and maybe some low voltage lighting out there for nighttime ambiance. This is what is set apart from just a pathway to another patio where you have something else. These structures enhance that area, invite somebody in, or give somebody an obvious exit port to go off to another part of the landscape. When it comes to fencing, instead of doing the standard 6-foot, fill board, panel board type of fencing, you can put in some larger, beefier type of posts and go up 10 feet instead of just 6 feet, or go up 8 feet instead of 6 feet. And instead of those just dog-eared fill boards there, you can do a pergola structure up above it and put cross lattice pieces up there and make it something that is really a statement, something that really sets it apart from all the other fences in the neighborhood. And that's what structure does to a landscape. Other things and other structures that you can do is sink yourself some 6x6s in the ground, or attach them to strap anchors out there and have 2 pairs of hammocks out underneath the big maple shade tree somewhere. That structure and those hammocks are just going to be a magnet on a hot summer breezy afternoon to get out away from the hot patio, get underneath the shade of a maple tree and hang out in the hammock. Maybe listen to Yard Coach on podcast. There's an idea. Hey, I want to take a brief second and introduce a new outdoor living sponsor for this channel. So proud to invite in Spotix and Kickass grills and tell you a brief short story regarding my grilling career. Hey, for years, and I'm talking 45 plus years, I have been attached to these guys right here. 22-inch kettle, and I have barbecued thousands of meals on these guys with charcoal and charcoal additives and apple woods and other stuff over the years. These guys have served me very well, but I always felt that I was kind of limited, either direct barbecuing or indirect cooking. Now my eyes have been kind of opened, and I'd like you to welcome the Napoleon Prestige 500 Connect Grill. Look at this thing. This thing is not a barbecue, it's a piece of furniture. It's a whole nother outdoor appliance. And we have tinkered with this over the past week and a half before we really wanted to talk to you about it. Napoleon Grills has taken this to a whole nother level. We're talking about 1800 degree searing capabilities on these wavy stainless steel grill surfaces with backup infrared burners in the backdrop, rotisserie capabilities on here, storage and prep area, plus a whole myriad of storage down below. And the one that I'm kind of fond of is the side burner over there, where I can cook side dishes and then still have this weather-tight and weather-proof 12 months out of the year. Napoleon has reopened my eyes, literally, to what I'm capable of doing when it comes to outdoor cooking. And I truly, truly believe that this is a whole new level for me the rest of my days on how I'm going to barbecue and cook outdoors. So thanks to Napoleon Grills, Spotix, and Kickass Grills for providing this grill and a whole new eye-opening experience when it comes to outdoor cooking. If you'd like to see a little deep dive into this, we have a link below on a whole separate video that we did for Napoleon Grills. So thank you, Napoleon, Spotix. Now let's get back to the video. Hey, lastly, regarding structures, something that has really come on strong in the past few years, and that's outdoor buildings, secondary buildings for backyards. And they're often referred to as man caves or she sheds, whatever you want to call them, the multi-purpose and versatility of these things have really come on strong, and the imagination is the only limitation. Mainly, they're kind of DIY built, or you can buy a shed and doll it up and finish it off inside, but they're mainly for business purposes, they're for hobby purposes, they're for secondary and recreational purposes. I have seen some of them where they're really well done on the inside, and then they've put small decks on the front of the structures themselves where it's a great hangout area. And so they have pool tables and music and big screens for the game on Sunday. Obviously, these are really important if you have the space. I don't think they should be the dominant feature of an outdoor area, considering all the elements that we've talked about here today, but I think they can be an accessory. If you had something that is as simple as the size of this deck, 10 by 12, you can make a great man cave or she shed out of something like this. If you had something slightly bigger, you could have a secondary place, but I'm not talking about getting into ADU type of living spaces. I'm talking about something that accentuates the landscape and the use of the landscape outside. So think about outdoor sheds and doll them up so they really add, especially maybe you have a larger yard but a smaller house and you wish you had more space outside that is weather safe 12 months out of the year and you can enjoy it. Maybe you have a home-based business and that's where you have your office out there. Or you like to make music and you have your keyboards and your guitars and drums and other things out there, and you've made a soundproof type of shed area, and you can enjoy that as well. These things, again, guys, are wants. They are not needs. And they're only available to those who save their pennies and don't go flying off into massive debt in order to afford things like this. These are things that you save for, you pay cash for, and you move on. Hey, this is 2. We covered outdoor kitchens and we covered outdoor structures. Next video, we're going to cover some other things that are even closer and nearer and dearer to my heart. So I appreciate you. If you've stuck around this long, I hope I could get a subscribe from you and probably a thumbs up. If you do have family and friends that are kind of in that boat where they're going to expand on what they have, hey, share this video with them. Watch it together. In any case, I appreciate you staying with me. As always, to your landscape success, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.